All right, guys, today we're going to continue looking at division. We're going to just set up our problem a little bit different. So let's look at this problem. It says there are 6 pizzas being shared by 9 people. So how much will they each get? All right, it's a fairly common problem. You have a certain amount of things, you're sharing it, you want to know how much everybody should get. Okay, so right there, taking a look, it gave us the total. There's 6. It tells us the group size. Okay, it's being shared by 9 people. We're looking to see what size or amount does each of the people in the group get. So we could write it out into a big division problem, but one thing that we could do that might make our lives a little bit easier and faster is you are taking 6 pizzas, and you are dividing it between 9 people. Guess what? This is your answer. How much will each person get? Each person will get 6/9. Okay. Now, if this ends up as a fraction, fine. You might have to simplify it down, or depending on if this is something where we have to interpret it, you might have to round up or round down. There's lots of things you could do, but this is sometimes a very easy and quick way to set up your problem. Division is fractions. Fractions are division. They are the same thing. We've talked about that all year long. It might make things go a little faster. The trick you need to remember, your top number is what's getting divided. The bottom number is what you're dividing it by. And so very infrequently, meaning almost never, people should not belong on top. We generally do not cut people apart. It's a very unusual problem when that happens. And most of the time when you're cutting people apart, you end up having to go to jail. So try not to cut up people unless it's something really unusual for your problem type. All right, now let's take a look at one more. Okay, it says there are 8 water bottles being shared by 4 people. So how many will they each get? Okay, so we're going to set it up the same way we did before. What's being divided? Okay, the 8 waters are being divided. So 8 waters are being divided. What are they being divided by? What are the groups? Oh, they're getting broken up in between 4 people. So I have in this problem 8 being divided by 4. That's my answer, 8/4. Now, oddly enough, if this is a multiple choice problem, or if you're just in the real world, 8/4 doesn't mean a lot to most people. So it'd probably be helpful if you simplified it down and actually did the math then. How many times does 4 go into 8? It goes in twice. There's no remainder. So this strategy of setting it up like this as a fraction does work, whether the end answer ends up as a fraction or it works even if it ends up as a whole number. 8 divided by 4 is just 2 wholes. So everybody would get 2 waters. So you can set up all of your division problems like this as a quick fraction so that you know this is what's getting divided. If you're ending up with something really large and you need to actually write out at the big 7 or however you want to do it, then you can go, okay, let's figure it out. 8 being divided by 4, and then you can go through and do the math, okay? But a lot of the times, a lot of the problems we have, this right here is already your end answer, and you don't need to go any farther with it, okay? So today, when you're working on your problems, the thing to remember, your numerator in a fraction is the part that's being divided, okay? The denominator, this bottom part, is the number of groups you're breaking it up into, okay? So if you can remember, numerator, what's being divided? Denominator, how many groups are you breaking it into? Okay, you should be able to set it up as a fraction and quickly solve a lot of your problems.